Alright, what's up guys? Steven back in the Woo studio, and today we're going to talk about how I'm carrying a gun. We have been hunting Wyoming for the last month or so after Jess's Utah bull tag that she was successful on and killed a stomper. We've moved on to Wyoming and we've been hunting archery and rifle. And being at Wyoming, grizzly bears, G-bears, like they're kind of known to be in Wyoming. We've never hunted Wyoming. We've never really hunted grizzly bear country before, so I've never really had to carry a gun before. I have in the past, but it's not really on my highest list of priorities. But going to Wyoming, that kind of changed. We're in grizzly bear country, so the priority of having a gun was pretty important to me. I want to go over what I'm carrying and how I'm carrying it. First, what I'm carrying is a Sig Xten Comp. It's the shorter version of the Sig Xten. It's like a 320 platform, but it's the compact version of it. It's a 3.8 inch barrel, and it's got a 4 1/4 inch slide. And at the end of the slide has that little compensator, a hole in the top. And the idea is that when you pull the trigger, the gases leave out the top of the barrel, or at the top of the slide rather, and keep the muzzle down so you don't get that flip, and you're going to get more of a straight back recoil into your wrist rather than flipping up and then trying to find your sights as it comes back down. I think it works pretty well. I also have the Sig Xten 5-inch, and I think they shoot really similar. For a longer barrel gun to a shorter barrel gun to shoot similar, I think is a pretty dang big win. Just my opinion, I like the gun. I like the flat trigger. It shoots really, really well. I get along with it. On top of the gun, I have the Sig Romeo 2. It's a red dot, and I have the dot in a circle. And it's easy to find. It's quick. The acquisition, I'm not looking for precision. I'm looking to put that circle on the chest or on the head of whatever I'm trying to protect myself against. It's inside a JC Custom Kydex holster, and the awesome thing about this is he made this specifically for the kifaru packs. He made it super, super thin so it fits under this pocket. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to carry your gun, and you get to keep your pocket. In the past, I've had holsters that I kind of jimmy rigged my pocket over top of the holster, but the holster's a little too thick and I couldn't really fit the pocket over the top. But JC Custom Kydex, he fixed it. Really like it. Real smooth, simple holster, nothing special, but does the job, and does the job well. Inside the gun, I have been stacking buffalo bore and underwood, the light ammo. I can't remember what the grains are. I think they're like 150s or something like that. And then the 210s of the solid buffalo bore. I did a ton of research on bullets, on what would protect you against grizzly bears, and the results are just super, super mixed. There's even some videos out there that say a 9mm will do the trick. That one I had a hard time believing. But 10mm with those two bullets. So what I ended up doing is I ended up stacking them one after the other on top. So I have a light one, and then a heavy one, light one, heavy one. I figured it's the best of both worlds. I'm going to pull the trigger and get both rounds, and hopefully one does the job. I don't really have a way to test it and see which one's going to do the trick on a grizzly bear. I've only have reports of, what worked and what hasn't worked. So I went with both. Anyways, moving on. So I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about how I'm carrying this gun, and a lot of people are going to say you need to have your gun on you at all times, and this doesn't really do that for you. It's as soon as I take my pack off, I don't have my gun with me anymore. In archery season, I'll take my pack off, leave it behind, and go stalk a bull, or try to get closer to a bull, and I don't have the gun anymore. That's a fair point. Rifle season, I'm not as worried about it, because if I'm leaving my pack behind, really more than likely I'm going to have my rifle with me. The reason I go with this route is the other options to carry is either a chest harness under your bino harness, like between your harness and your chest, or under your bino harness between your belt and your bino harness. I'm a smaller guy, so that doesn't work. I don't really have a lot of real estate between the bottom of my bino harness and like my belt. It would drive me nuts to try to keep my gun there. Under my bino harness, it's too bulky. I don't really like it. I just have too much here, and it just drives me nuts. And then the last one is a leg holster, which again I've tried in the past. It snags on everything. It wiggles. It doesn't really stick to your leg. It's annoying. It gets in the way. And that one just is zero no-go for me. I'm sure guys will be like, suck it up. You got to have your gun on you at all times. And again, fair point. But my counter to that is if you've ever carried day-to-day with a handgun, like concealed carry around the town, if your gun's not comfortable to carry, you're going to start quickly finding excuses on why not to carry it. I'm just going to quickly run into this gas station. I'm going to quickly run into the store. I don't need the gun. I'm just going to leave it in the truck. It's the same goes to this. If the gun is not comfortable to carry, and I'm trying to force myself to carry it under my bino harness or on my leg or something like that, I'm going to quickly start coming up with excuses of why not to carry. I'm going to run up to this ridge really quick, or it's just going to be a quick morning hunt. I don't need my gun. I'm just going to leave it behind. With this being right here, I'm always taking my gun. It's attached to my pack. It takes some time to take it off, so I won't. I'll just leave it on, and it'll be on me 90+% of the time, or right next to me when I'm glassing, and it's going to be there a ton. So, you know, the comment sections will be, you know, say what they're going to say about having the gun on you at all times, but I never left the side-by-side without the gun. I always had it. Say what you want to say, but that's the way I go about it. I always had the gun with me. It might not have been on me 100% of the time, but it was with me in the hills, and it wasn't in the side-by-side. I didn't leave it back in the trailer. So that's how I went about it. Last thing I want to talk about was there was an incident where there was a grizzly bear attack in Idaho this year on a couple kids, and I read the article, and one of the kids was carrying a 1911, and that 1911 jammed on him. It kind of got me thinking about how I carried this, and again, I got room for improvement just like everybody else does. I carried this gun for over 2 months between Utah, scouting trips, and everything else in between. It stayed in the holster. I'll strap my packs to the top of my side-by-side. The gun stays in the holster, so it just eats all that dust. It got drugged through rain, drugged through mud. It got wet, the whole gambit. And I wasn't great about cleaning it and oiling it. So that's on me. I need to get better about that. But that being said, at the end of the archery season in Wyoming, I figured I should probably run this gun and see what would happen. See, was I going to get a malfunction, or was this gun going to run all those buffalo bore and all that underwood ammo just fine if I were to get into a situation. I didn't clean it. I just took the gun out of the holster and I pulled the trigger 15 times and 15 bullets went. I didn't have any malfunctions, and it fired fine. So luckily for me, even though I was negligent about keeping my gun clean, the gun ran, which I was really happy to see, because, you know, you get home and you get back to your trailer and you're tired, and the last thing you think about is cleaning your handgun. Something I gotta get better about. Yeah. And then always have the awkward endings. Like and subscribe, guys. If you like content like this and have any questions, shoot them down in the comments. If I missed something, forgot something, please let me know. Something else you guys want to see, hit me up. We'll do a video on it. Good luck out there, guys. I'm going to get back to hunting season.